Welcome back, everyone. Over 2 billion people worldwide don't have access to safe, clean water at home. Today is World Water Day, dedicated to increasing access to clean water worldwide. And our very own Shannon Lanier is here to tell us more. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, you know, the importance of water can't be overstated. Yesterday's IPCC climate report said that there's actually a chance that half of the world's population could experience water scarcity for at least some of the year if climate change continues. And so I'm going to be bringing in Riggs Eckelberry, a national water expert and founder and CEO of OriginClear. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about why water safety is so important and why we're all affected by this issue. So, Riggs, here in the U.S., you know, you've already experienced this and you've been researching and reading about this, that there have been water crises that we've experienced in Jackson, Mississippi, and Flint, Michigan, and probably other places that haven't even been publicized in the news. So when we say that some areas don't have access to clean and safe water, what does that mean exactly?
Well, Shannon, our water network has been neglected since 1961. All right, so just like that old Toyota Corolla that you don't fix the radiator, keep throwing water in, it's how it's been. And so as a result, we have a degradation of the big central network. Now, this harms the least wealthy communities that are at the end of the line, which is why we hear about Flint and Jackson, Compton, California. It's no accident that these are poor communities, which is inherently unfair. Now, what's going on? Very simple. Lack of maintenance and combined with tremendous amount of business industry traffic is causing the consumer to be shortchanged.
And even people that don't realize they're being exposed, like some of the schools in our school system, they're older buildings. Some of the places where people work are older buildings as well. But how does the school specifically leave kids at risk when they have these issues in these older buildings?
Well, old pipes have lead in them. And by now, the problem is, we saw this in Flint, where because of serious mistakes made by the people trying to run it, they allowed lead into the pipes, and once it's in there, it doesn't come out. So what do you do about it? You got to do, and we'll talk about this, with at the point solutions, right there where you're drinking it, you got to fix it.
Wow, okay, so what are some of the effects of long exposure to unfiltered water or water with lead in it?
Well, okay, so lead, of course, any amount of lead, especially on a growing person, has severe long-term system problems for the individual. I'm not a doctor, but you want to avoid all lead, but also other toxins, right? Arsenic, things like that. And then there's these long-term chemicals that are in the system.
Yeah, and I know that's affecting a lot of people when they don't even realize they're drinking it, and it could have growth effects and a lot of issues on kids. So what are some of the areas that you see this happening? Is it just people's homes? Is it just the places that they're drinking? Because we see a lot of people trying to turn to water bottles as well.
Okay, first of all, the water that we get from the city, typically, whatever city, is not going to kill us overnight, right? It's been sanitized. You're not going to get typhus or whatever. But there's these toxins in there. By now, there's no water in America, possibly, New York's pretty good, but other than that, you got some pretty poor water, and you're going to have to purify to drink, but also to shower.
Well, really, the shower, too. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this. We're going to have you stick around because we're going to come back in the next half an hour. We're going to talk more about some of the solutions, what we can do to purify the water in our home, especially the drinking water. And now we got to do the shower, too. So there's a lot to talk about, Riggs. Please hang out with us. We appreciate you being here and helping everyone get a solution to this water crisis that a lot of people may not even know they're experiencing.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. Thank you so much, Shannon, for that.
All right, let's get to this morning.